angle the camera up a bit more. Get my whole fluffy head in shot. How's everyone doing? It's a Tuesday night. Not quite midweek, but I've actually been off. I've had a bit of holiday, which has been nice. Just want to say first of all, I hope you're all okay. I've been enjoying having a break, so I had a week off. Went to Severn Valley Railway on Saturday. That was nice, at the 1940s weekend. Hello Lee from Anfield Road in the loft. Hope you're doing all right. Fans of trains 5972. Hi. So yeah, I hope everyone's okay. Hello John JMC. It was nice to see. Was it 8 of you waiting as it was loading up. That was nice for me. It meant that someone was interested in watching tonight. So yeah, how were your weekends? Tell me about that. And how has the beginning of your week been? That's something else. It'd be good to know. Tonight, there'll be a few of you asking what we're doing tonight. I've got this Ian Kirk kit. It is a China clay wagon. It's one of the old kits, so it's not as modernised, but even though a lot of the modern kits actually there, as they were from years ago, just kind of rebadged effectively, aren't they? A few updates done here and there. I built this up not long ago, and I wanted to put oh, neighbour's dog's barking. I wanted to put some more modern couplings on, the little coupling hook that's on there, and the buffers. But yeah, just have a look here. We've got Henrik. Hello Henrik, hope you're okay. Hi. Then I've got one of my patrons in the house. Hello, GWR Div Trumso. How are you doing? For any of my channel members or patrons, I've just released my latest video, which is on my G-Gauge logo that you've seen on my various pictures, which has been good fun. So that's over on the channel members bit. We can click on and in the community you'll see it. Oliver Kenton, hi, how are you doing? Devon and Cornwall train videos. Evening, hi, good evening. It is an evening. It's been a rainy day where I am. I guess for all of you it's been rainy too. Then we have Colin Wikes. Hi, how are you doing? I am very good, thank you very much. I've had a good day, and I wanted to end the day with you guys. It is Tuesday. Tuesday is the day that I'm doing my live stream, yeah, I'm kind of enjoying doing it each week. I'm using my phone. It makes it so much easier. I have various cameras and microphones, and I messed around with the computer, and I had to do a graphics update and it didn't work, and I just thought, why bother with this? Let's just use the phone, and I can just turn it on, use it, chat to you all, which I'm sure many of you already do. Gordon McElroy. Hello Gordon, I hope you're okay. Love the paint shelves, thank you. I'll give you a tour of the paint shelves. So we've got chunky stuff at top, up here. So we got our chunky paints, which are cheap and very helpful. Then I've got my airbrush flow improver, cleaner. I've got some oil colour thinner, some primer that I don't use, need to get rid of that, and then super glues. Then I have my contrast paints by Citadel. Then my normal kind of paints. I do a little bit of Warhammer painty stuff. I've got little guys. So yeah, that's kind of one of the other things that I like to do, part of my nerdy nature. I quite enjoy it. Then I've got game colour paints, which my game colour, one of the things with them is they're a lot more shiny. I think if you're painting like Gundam models and you want the kind of shiny look, that's kind of quite good. Then just the kind of accessory bits to go with painting and putting decals on, varnishes, primers. And then back here, I've got my kind of more used section. You got the rail match paints up here, which I use when I have to really pick the right colour and I don't have one that's near it. And then I use these model colour paints all the time, trying to thin them down, get them through the airbrush. But if not, I've got my model air paints, which I get through the airbrush, which is really, really good. And then I've got like my favourite ones down here, which are like my golds by Vallejo or Villaggio or whatever people like to call it. And they're pretty good for like when you're doing the, we've got the safety valve and the Great Western Railway locos, whistles and things like that. Yeah, it's a dreadnought, John. So, well, thank you. It's taken some time to build it up. And some bits shouldn't be there. They're not being helpful. They can go find themselves in your home maybe sometime. Hello, Dad. John Neal's in the house. Say hi to John. Say hello to Dad. Say hi, Dad. Then you've got Michael Henfrey. Hello, howdy, hope you're okay. And then who else? Cormac, I think. Yeah, hi. Good evening from Ireland. Hi Ireland. Good morning from NZ, upwell and onwards. I hope you're doing right. And then, do you find the Tamiya paints to be good? I honestly don't use them. I bought them with the ambition to use them. You need to thin them, not with water. It's kind of an alcohol-based paint. You can, as I talked to my cousin, he says about using cellulose thinners, and he like thins them down and stuff like that. And I know a lot of people like them. They're very thin. They work really, really well. But I've kind of tended not to use them. So, hi John from John. That's right. So yeah, so I've got 28 of you in. I've got 5 likes. I feel like I haven't made you happy yet, so I haven't deserved 23 more likes than that's currently showing at the moment. It'd be nice if the thumb tick got bigger on there. Let's get some traffic in from YouTube. We get, you know, lots of new fans coming in. Fans? I don't know. Or people to protest. Have you been watching the series Unpressing Hamster Museum? It's only a few miles down the road from me and it's really worth a visit. I think it's worth looking up. I should write it down, shouldn't I? I'll write it down. Got a pen. Got a Hobbycraft receipt. I'm going to write it down now, and then when I have a bit of me time, sounds weird, but, you know, non-hobby time to do other things, I will look it up. So, Bressing Ham Steam Museum. There we go. I've spelled it completely wrong, but we shall find it. So it'll be good. So I'm going to tilt the camera down, bring it down this way. It's on channel 5. Okay, I will look it up on their replay stuff. All right, let's bring that in here. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, this is my China clay wagon. I need some China clay to go in it eventually. Maybe not. I built it up before. I think I built it up whilst I was over at my girlfriend's in Poland. I put the bottom bits on, the rod going through there. I didn't have any transfers with it, so what I will use is, I've got some normal transfers that I could put on there, a G and a W. If you've got any wagons that have got coupling hooks missing, I go on, like, I think either Wizard Models or Dark Castings. I think Dark Castings, they do the MJT components that are on there. If you have a little look. Hello, Ashley Brown. So yeah, so that's really, really good. So you get loads in a packet, and it means you can just replace things, either if it's on a loco, even though you haven't got the other bits to go with it. You can kind of, you know, like make it look new again. And actually some modern, what seems like modern wagons that you get, or the cheaper ones that are out there, you might get it and they might not have anything on there. So the nice thing is you can, well, you can make it up to par in regards to, you know, your attempt to make it as nice as, let's say, a backward wagon or something like that. So all you need to do is deflash some of the bits because of how it's made, and just tuck the knife over it. Obviously, if you're not an adult, you get an adult to help you. If not, if you're an adult, be careful. Don't cut yourself. And if you do, then get a plaster. Germaline, or just suck it with your finger. It depends what's on your fingers though. Don't suck your fingers if they're a bit mucky. So this probably be a quick one to get this done. Been adding chain couplings to 009 kit wagons today. Wow, because they're tiny. It's kind of like a glutton for a glutton for punishment moment with that one. So like in this, if you look at the end of this, it's got quite a small hole just there, and really ultimately we need to make that bigger. So I'm just going to wiggle around the knife, try not to break the knife blade off in there, and ping it into my eyes. We go from there. Still only got a few likes in here, guys. 13 likes for all you that are watching. Not that likes are important, but it's nice to be liked, isn't it? So we'll just poke this, see if this will poke in the end. It won't. We go a bit more. I need to also put some real couplings on this as well, because it's got no fixings on there. So I've got some of the Pico PA34 blocks, which you put on, and then you can have the NEM couplings on there, which is cool. So then you can use a cranked one or a parallel one if you want to make it fit. So yeah. Is anyone modelling tonight? Doing anything fun? Or are you just gonna chill out watching me? All good fun, right? For any of you watching later, and you're not watching right now, hello. Thanks for tuning in later than when the episode came out. I much appreciate it. And if any of you are channel members or patrons, my latest video is currently out on Patreon. And my channel members, you can find it in the community section of the channel. Hello, David Hall. How are you? I'm a bit late. Oh, I've just been sent some loves. I'm good, and you're never late. You're just early for next week's episode. Well, live stream. So you're fine. You're not modelling as you're at work. Well, that's fair enough. Work is very important. Maybe you could take some modelling to work. I know it's bad influence me saying that, but I'm sure they won't mind, will they? So what you up to? I'm just doing some research. Depends what you do as a job, I guess. You can't always cheekily get away with playing trains at work, can you? Unless you're John, he can play trains all day long. John's sat in the garage setting up his Class 37. Is that a Bachmann one, or is it an Acura scale one, Mr. John? Stu Thomas. Hello, Stu Thomas. Hope you're okay. John. So what do I do? Ha ha ha. I play trains at work. It's fantastic. And then you come home and you play trains some more, right? It's all good. Oh, we got the coupling in there now. Look at this. See if the camera, let's get it in view. We'll show you. So we've got that nice little coupling hook there. That's going to go there. It's got a bit poking out there, which is going to get in the way of the mounting block. And so all I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue on and then trim it short. Or should I trim it short and put some glue on? Oh, decisions. I think I'll trim it. And then we'll glue it in. Thanks, Stu. No, I'm all right. I am very good. I'm very good. I've been looking forward to doing my live stream with you all. Lovely bunch of people that come on and don't hurl any abuse at me, so I'm very happy with that. Got my glue. See if it's all blocked up on its end. Get some tissue. So we get a little blob out of here. Ooh. I've got these tweezers. I've been picking up a few odds and sods, and sometimes when I'm sticking in like a metal figure which I've painted up, excuse me, burping, I find the metal tweezers damage things because they're quite metal-y. And so I brought these plastic tweezers, which the benefit is you can get a reasonable amount of purchase on it. But you're not going to scratch anything. So I've been enjoying these. So I've got a blob of glue on there. I've got a thicker glue. I've been enjoying having some thicker glue. The reason is basically it kind of fills that gap and stops things falling off. So we're getting that in there. I'm just going to back it up behind it with a bit of extra glue. Has anyone got any plans coming up for the weekend of what they're going to be getting up to? Hello, Jake. Skew. Oi, oi. Upward and onwards. Hey, Tris, are you looking forward to any local releases? Well, 15XX, I think I said this last week, is my one that I'm excited about. Local releases that don't exist yet. Aberdare. But that's going to be a while off, if not never. So I need to buy one from kind of the Newcastle resellers, so like all branch lines in order, all the bits to make one myself. But that will be for another day. I don't have time. I've got all my other projects to do first, so I need to get through a bunch of my other projects. I've got various birthday presents and Christmas presents that need to be finished first before I go and buy myself another project. Like this is something that I should have finished ages ago. I picked it up. I can't remember when I picked this one up. I think it might have been when Wardy opened up just after COVID, but not as their main show, just at their place, and I picked it up for not a lot. So I think it was that, but I could be talking absolute garbage. So we don't want that. So yeah. I did the sound file for the 15XX. Did you keep any of the 15XXs for me, John? It'd be nice if you did. Hello, Newlyn Maori. Got 36 in the house at the moment, which is wonderful, but I've only got 17 likes. So if you haven't liked it, it'd be nice if you could like it. You don't have to. It's just, you know, one of those things. They asked for them all back. Well, that's not very nice of them if you kindly did the sound file for them. Did you do it for free, John? Because you should have had some compensation. I would have just taken a loco if it was me. So did you get to see all of them then? Or just one of them? Hello, Lee. Hope you're okay. You're putting a fence on the layout. It's fantastic. You're trying to keep the sheep out. Engineering sample. Was it just painted black, was it? Right. We'll just trim this one off. There we go, stick that one on. When's the next Model Railway show coming up? Is there anything on next weekend? Well, not this weekend, but the weekend after. I'm a bit busy this weekend. Right, so they've got the other hook in there. It's looking alright, isn't it? Get it nice and close to the camera. There we go. It's a little hooky hook. That blows your mind, doesn't it? So the next step, the exciting step, we're going to have to put the buffers on. And the only issue we might have when putting the buffers on is trying to get them in the centre. So I'll have to get my drill, one of my drills. Got this little set of drills here. They're pretty good. Got one up to 1 mil. I broke them a 1 mil already, but they're pretty handy. But they're very sharp, which is very handy when it comes to drills. If they're not sharp, they're very good. Hello, Eric. Hope you're okay. I will have to come and play big trains. Is it like big trains as in your big trains or real big trains? Like 1-to-1 scale or 1/5 scale or whatever it is. Hello, Oswestry Road. I am well, thank you very much. So I hope everyone's right in the chat. Beagling ton on tea. Here until my youngest goes to bed. She turns 6 today. Well, congratulations. Got loads of footage from my holiday to whittle down for my series that's running through the summer. Fantastic. Upward and onwards. I'm kind of green with envy on how many model shows the UK has. I can only see 2 shows a year in New Zealand. Well, the question to you is, are they good shows, the ones that you go to? Do you really enjoy them and do they do a good job? I hope they do, because it's a bit unfair that you only get 2. I guess it's better than none, I guess. It's easy to say that. Up by 1 onwards. Oh yeah, you've already said that. Big as in mine. Yeah, 1/11. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I broke the drill. These drills are not very tough. If not, I'm just a bit too abusive. So I'm going to hook that out. Did I break it? Oh, I did. Yeah. Very sharp drills, but very brittle. They've got a bit of a helix angle on them, which means, well, not much of a helix angle, could it? Swings up quickly. Yeah. So I've got a little drill bit wedged down in this hole. It's not very fun. No one wants a drill stuck down their hole, do they? I'll have to get the old metal tweezers in. I've snapped so many of them over the years. Well, I'm up there with you. I've just been talking about the snap my 1 mil. So I've got some tougher ones in my drawer. I have to get them out to poke it out from the other way. I can kind of see it in there. The whole thing will probably fall apart now. Oh, don't want to break that. Put that back together. The brake handles just got knocked around. We'll come back to that hole. True professional me. What am I missing? What am I missing? Newlyn Railway, toy and train fair at Spalding on the 23rd. Do you know of anything else? Spalding. Where's Spalding compared to me? I'm going to write Spalding down. Spalding. I like to make notes. Spalding Model Railway Show. Exciting. Well, in October, the Model Club. I'm with who's one of the biggest shows in New Zealand. That's cool though. Oh, the brake got stuck to my finger. We're not winning at the moment, everyone. We're not winning. Get some more glue on there. Get that on there. Let's get that there. Try and set it with my breath. We need it to look good, don't we? And at the moment, that's not happening. Oh well, all lots of fun. Lincolnshire, okay, that's cool. Not far from Peterborough. Yeah, I don't live too far from Peterborough. This weekend though, I can't do anything. You said it was on the 23rd, okay. Oh, that's towards the end of the month. Take school. Have you found the scale model scenery baseboards? Just started. I see. Well, I use them. If you look at to plug it, something that I've done, my narrow gauge series, you'll see them on there. I honestly was quite happy with them, but they did warp a little bit on the back seam, so you could probably want to strengthen that up a little bit. But I think it's because they use the MDF. So, not impressed with my gluing skills at the moment. This isn't working out well. Don't think I've got anywhere to break my activator. Could use some moisture, couldn't I? You got any moisture anywhere, anyone? Yeah, I did have an activator spray, but I've plonked it somewhere. I have to run very. Okay, well you take care, Mr. Upwell and onwards. Don't overdo it. I'll leave that to just kind of dry like that. We can leave that alone. Put these away. You should have a go. Have a go at doing anything. It's just fun. No, they don't provide spare parts generally. They normally give you just enough to get the job done. So, yeah. Just gotta read the instructions 13 times. And some of the instructions, like the instructions that you have for this, is this, because it's an old one. I don't know how old the instructions are. I don't believe it says it on there. But yeah, you can't buy these anymore new, I don't believe. So that's a topic to be covered. So I'm gonna get my other drills, wherever they are. Hopefully we can use these ones in there. Hello, Ron Martin. Notice that the wheels seem to have plastic wheels. Now these are metal, a nice shiny metal one. So it probably doesn't show on the camera, but yeah, I upgraded them. They've got little bearings in the ends, and then I've got little metal wheels. They're kind of a browny colour. So yeah, they look pretty good. So we've got these buffers, like I said, MJT. That if you haven't seen these before, they're gonna basically go on here. We're gonna take our drill out of the truck, if I can get it out. And what will we use? I'll use a small one to begin with, a 1.2. See if we can hold that with the chuck. There we go. Would you consider Rapido wagons? I have a few of them. They're nice. The thing with wagons, as long as they run well and don't derail, I don't know. And if you've got like a load of things behind them and they still don't derail, then it's a good wagon. And I haven't done loads of running with mine because my layout's like mostly ripped up. But they seem nice. So I've not heard any negativity about them. I'm going to see if we can do anything with this hole. Well, we'll draw the other holes first. Got a nicer drill here now. Bit tough, a bit bigger. I've got one for 1.2. Drill in what I believe to be the middle. It's not the best put together wagon that I've got, but it will do. Really struggling with this brake lever. Might have to use my other glue, my normal plastic glue. I've already got super glue over it. Oh, lots of fun. Hopefully no one looks too closely at it when I've got it running around the layout. Not that I actually have many visitors very often, so knock this down a little bit. There we go. Probably can't see half of this, can you? It's tiny on your view. So what's everyone looking forward to that's coming out? Like, because I've got, I think, a Hornby Phantom on order. As I grew up, went to GWR, and it'd always be there, the Phantom. And so I've been looking forward to that coming out. And still hasn't come out. That was a while ago now, so I'm looking forward to it. I think they announced TET and released it, you know, after the Phantom got announced, so I guess they've had some issues. That's the OO Hunter, if you're not aware of what it is. So that's something that I'm looking forward to. I need to speak to Tony. I've already got too many trains already, but that's well, locos, sorry, I shouldn't call them trains. But there's a Hornby Railroad class 47, is it? And they're kind of cute. They got a GWR one, and I like the GWR modern era stuff as well, just because it's GWR. I'm kind of a bit of a broken record on that kind of thing. These beams aren't on very straight, so when I put the buffers on, they're going to be angling down. One side looks okay, so I think I'm going to have to open up the hole a bit and then just glue it at an angle in it. Hopefully my super glue actually dries. That'd be nice. So use the knife blade to kind of scoop out a larger hole, but in the direction that I want, because I don't manage to glue that one in the right position. Not glue it, drill it, without damaging the plastic too much. Aiden, hello Aiden. Is that Aiden from Southport, Aiden? You doing your RC car stuff tonight? Or is this in a different Aiden? Class 37, Backman in green, nice. If I had lots and lots of money, even though I've recently got myself a Backman 37, I'd like to get an Acura scale one, just so I've got two 37s, because, I don't know, 37 is one of my favourites. 33 is my second favourite, and then 25 is my third favourite. Not that, you know, you should have favourites, of course. You know, you should love them all equally. You've had the North British Distillery 88 DS from Hornby on pre-order for years. Feels that way, doesn't it? I've got the one in BR Blue from them. You've got 5 so far, John. You must have no money left after having 5. Or did Richard give them to you all for free? Looked like a nice locate there. It's 5. Are they all sound fitted? But I guess you've sound fitted them. Make this hole big. Get in there. Best sounding one is my old 21 pin Bachman, but it's so heavily modified and has a working fan too. I got the deluxe one, which has got some of that stuff. You like Tornado? No, that's cool. Tornado is a spectacular beast. I saw Tornado at Didcot Railway, and it was really nice to see it on buffer beam in place. Buffer beam, just a buffer. That's cool. You can stick that in properly after. Nice. How many more are you going to get, John? Have you got a big list? Or have you got enough for now? How many Curascale ones have you got? I have the new sound-fitted Deluxe. I have taken the Zimmer decoder out and fitted a new ESU V5 to use my own sound file. Well, that's cool. See you later, Beelington. You take care. Thanks. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it'll be amazing once it's done. It's nice to do a wagon kit for a change. 2 Batman and 3 Akuras. Nice. Are they all blue with yellow ends, or have you got a few different liveries? Loch Lomond. Are they all green coming? Oh, I see. So that's going to be 6. Blimey. John. I've only got bills to pay. I guess those are the bills that you have to pay. Don't worry about the mortgage this month. I've got interest on my Curascales. Look at that. Pair of buffers sitting there. Nice, right? I'll pop them here whilst I'm working on the other side. I've still got to get my drill out, haven't I? It's emotional. I'll drill this side out a bit more. And then we'll come back to the other one. Open up the hole, see if we can get the drill to drop out. Oswestry Road. I'm also looking to add a 43XX Mogul to my lake festival. Now that's nice. Nice. Had a cat on my laptop, laugh out loud. I was at Bluebell for the Model Railway show on Sunday. Was it good? I saw that Model Railway guy. He put some bits up. I haven't watched the video yet. I've been a bit busy, but I know he's put some stuff up about it, so that would be good to see. Did you purchase anything? Or should we not be talking about it on TV just in case you get caught? Okay, no, that's cool. So you have. So you're going to be exhibiting. That's cool. I'll be exhibiting at the Kettering Model Railway show in October. We use my narrow gauge layout. Might be the last time I use it. I might sell it on after that. I'd like to do something else as my kind of layout that I take to things, but I can store it to begin with. But it'd be a shame to break it up, wouldn't it? Hello, Colin. Hope you're okay. Alright, that's 3 done. We've got 1 more to do. Hello, Richard. We've got Richard from New Junction here. I think your ears are burning. John was talking about all his Curascale 37s that you gave him. John Jancy says, Curascale, I have Spirit of Lakes, Concrete Bob, and Loch Ale. Nice. That's cool. Ron Martin, hello. Channel member here. Looking plasticky. I see, yep. Just about to eat and then work on some of the A4 size dioramas that I have. Oh, wicked. Now that's cool. Good for you. Delft Junction. Say hi. Everyone saying hi to Richard. Everyone say hi to Richard. I wasn't sure if he was going to make it tonight. He sent me a terrible joke the other day that I can't repeat. Oh, I see. No, that's cool, Gordon. See if we can get our drill bit out. If we make a hole big enough, should fall out. Maybe not. Well, hey, Q-Rail. You got well and truly got a drill stuck in there. How are you tonight, Richard? You having a good night? I've got a drill stuck in a hole problem. You could just drill it out with the replacement. I can try. I'm alright, Richard. We've just been talking about all of John's Class 37s. And he has an impressive collection so far, and he's got more coming. So it's elongated the hole slightly, but I'm impressed at how well stuck this drill is in here. Very cheeky drill. More 37s. I take it that's your favourite loco, or you just like the beaky nosed looking ones? I'm very impressed. This is stuck. Rocket and Groot are good. Well, actually, no, they were naughty today. They caught a bird, and poor thing, I had to take it to the vets because it damaged their wing. It wouldn't fly away. Once it got past the stun stage, I looked after it. I kind of looked after it. This thing's well. Come on, you bugger. It's really stuck in here. Yeah, so anyway, when I realised that it wasn't going to fly away and it was way too just damaged, we took it to the vets, and yeah, one of the vets was like, oh, it's a blackbird, and got all excited about it, so I thought, it's come to the right place. So, you don't have many, just the 37s. TMC should be sending another 37 back to you. Should have cooked it for them. We've got a blackbird pie. Hey, look at that. Put up in the camera. I got drill out. It's made my day, that. Now I can make this hole round. If we're lucky, we could paint this up tonight. What do you think? That make your day? At least you've not got sausage fingers like me, Tris. Oh, well, this is actually N-gauge, this wagon that I'm building. So, no, I'm joking. Oh, no, it'd be like, yeah, I don't know. Joking, I've got O-gauge. I'm just being sillies. Pie, I like pie. What's your favourite pie, John? Oh, breaking the bit here. I like Jonathan pie. Yeah, Richard, you upset a few people there. Yeah, I don't think I could bring myself to... Oh, I don't even do that much cooking. Steak and blue cheese. Nice, nice. I like just, you know, the chicken and mushroom pies. They always kind of keep me happy. Alright, this running plate's a bit broken. Have to glue it back on. Got to look after the cats. That's right. Yeah, so I shut the cats in the kitchen for a little while. Chicken and tarragon. What's everyone else's favourite pie? You can go sweet. It could be apple. I think the cats are in my bedroom at the moment. You'd have to lose me for a minute, but I could bring one in for you to see. Or I could bring you to my bedroom, but that might be weird if you see in my bedroom. And these YouTubers that have been in my room. Steak and ale, nice. What's going on here? Apple crumble. Nice. I like an apple. My mum used to make when I was a bit younger. It was an apple crumble pie. So it'd be a pastry bottom with apples in, and sometimes you'd put black currants in, which are way better than that blackberries. Black currants with apple, and then crumble on top, and it was lush. Got chicken leek and ham pie, wonderful. Rhubarb crumble too. We got custard and ice cream, or both. So people say, you know, you go to the restaurant, do you want custard or ice cream with your pie, sir? And it's just like, I'm sorry, it's of course both. But apparently that's wrong. It's just like, what's wrong with that? Right, so we have the holes in the end of the wagon. So I'm going to blob a bit of glue on here, get rid of the flash line. Bit of glue on there. You enjoying it, are you, Lee? Thanks, mate. Right, that's one buffer in place. That's that. Bit more glue. Bit of pigeon pie. Or blackbird pie. That's what Richard likes. That's right, we're doing alright at the moment. We've got a few people in. Makes you want to do it again next week. So it's Tuesday night, something that you guys remember. If I keep coming on well, obviously turning the live streams on a Tuesday, you'd come along, won't you? Once our railway's got a loop going, we can go and do some stuff up there. Currently doing some work on the roof at the moment, just to open things up. And then I've got to insulate it, then board it. Tris on Tuesdays. That's like a thing. That could be what it is, Richard. Oh, I like it. How much you want paying for that, you know? It's your day off. You get a day off, Colin. I don't know if I allowed that. For those that don't already know, I have mentioned it before, but on my community tab, if you are a channel member, you'll be able to see my latest video. I put it on today. Very happy. I watched it back a couple of times actually, especially at the beginning. I really liked the intro. So that was actually really good to do. You put a bit more glue in this one. If you are a patron, it's on the inboxy bit you'll see on there. Tristan Tuesdays. For that we have buffers. It's had a full upgrade. It always feels like a shame to paint these when you've got like the nice little metal details sitting on there, just to show you how good it is. What story have we got tonight? Are you actually going to stick around for it? For those that like the world of TTTE. Thomas the Tank Engine. That's it. We have James or Edward. I think we read James last week, didn't we? So maybe we read Edward this week. And yeah, we're going to pick a story out of there. I lost, I think, only a few people from the stream when I did that, which was very interesting. So thanks, Alan, for bringing it up. So Tuesday, Tristan Tuesdays. I like it. I'm going to write that down on my bit of paper that I've got over here. I need to get a logo made, and it'll be a thing. Cool. I now have a name. Yay! Name. So right, we have our wagon together. For those super excited about seeing my wagon that looks like it's going to be amazing once it's done, be good. We should do a Tristan Tuesdays at a good pub that that is homemade pie and crumble. Have you got any nice pubs near you, Rich? We could pop down. Right, these are wonderful. If you don't know what these are NEM sockets, and they can mount onto kind of wagons. So if you've got an old wagon that is kind of, let's grab one of my other wagons. So I've got here, it's like a Airfix wagon, is it? Or a Dapol wagon? Not sure. On this Dapol wagon, you've got all this kind of stuff here. You could argue there's some junk here. Maybe it's an Airfix one. What you can do is you can take all this apart, get your side cutters out, snip it all off. And when you've got this rigid kind of medium size D connector, you can swap it out for one of these. And all you do is you trim them out. There you are. And once they're out, you simply glue it in place. So you would swap it for what's there, all right? So on this one, all we do, you get our tweezers. For now, we're just going to place it on here. And we just drop it in place. And that's going to sit here. There is an argument, though, that if you go too far back to the wheels, your coupling needs to be pretty long to reach the next coupling that's going to be on there. And obviously, if you go too far the other way, you're then going to get into trouble with it just looking wrong, having such a gap on there. You have a new video out on Thursday. Right, everyone, Anfield Road on Thursday will have a new video out. Go check it out. You can't do model railways in a pub without mentioning Flying Scotsman with realistic chuffing sound. Maybe James May wants to do it with us, but I highly doubt James May will be watching my live stream. With 53 of you, the odds of him being on there is very low. So, James, if you are watching, hello, and let's do it. Let's go big time. Do you know him, Richard? You know all the famous people. Just trimming out a little section here where I've got my back of my the hook. Just going to be making a bit of clearance. Drop that in there. Right. Drop a bit of the old Tamiya glue. Gonna drop that down here, and it's not going to glue straight away. So what I do is try and centralize it a little bit. I think that looks all right. Got a little bit too much glue on there. But yeah, simples. Do I do some airbrushing tonight and spray it and paint it up and everything? I think that you guys will be deafened by all of this. Chaos the Clown. I'm in America. Well, good for you. I love America. I go a few times a year with work and pick up a few American loco bits and bobs when I go to your local model shops, model railroad shops. The railway fans tend to have an alias to blend in. That like Tony when he's on here. I wonder if Tony's watching tonight. I told him I was going to be on, but he said he'd also be busy. So, for those that don't know, I have a friend called Tony. He has a model railway shop. It's called Tony's Trains of Rugby. I like it a lot. And I like to buy model railway bits and bobs from there. He's been very good to me, very kind, and tells me fantastic stories about real trains, because he knows a lot about all that kind of thing. You'll see him in the background of, not background, but he's done a number of the bits of info about various locos on like the Hornby magazine videos. I spoke to Western Signalman, and he said that he asked Tony for 50% off when he went in. He name dropped me and mentioned that I should ask for 50% off. I'm sure Tony took that well. I don't know if he was joking with me that he asked for it, but I think fair play for trying. So now this wagon has the appropriate glue on, and it's going to hold these in place, so then I can put the lovely NEM sockets on later. Won't be doing that now because we need to paint it, don't we? The inside will be brown, won't it? Well, the bottom bit will be brown, or will it all just be grey? What do I do? I've used a model railway shop that was literally across from the road from me. That's cool. It closed up a year ago. I'm sorry. So it's a much bigger trek. We could drive to Tony's. He'll sort you out. Malvern Junction. Been there a couple of times. Cool. When you're next in there, give me a name drop. Say Tris says hi. Don't mention the 50% off because I'll get in trouble. Not that I said anything about 50% off. It's my my joke I have with him. So shall we paint this? Should we put the air compressor on? Oh, she's on. Purring away. Well, first we have to primer her. $35% off. Yeah, you're probably better off getting 35% off. Though he'll probably chuck me out the shop next time I go if you do that. He'll be like, what have you been bloody telling my customers to ask for when you go in? Okay, well I will paint it. I feel like it needs to be brown on the inside. But what we do is we're going to, I don't know, surface primer in black. I guess we get black, and then it means anything I miss, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm gonna have to clean my airbrush out on air. On air. Right, so this is my Vallejo black surface primer. I always use a little bit of the airbrush fan improver in it. Tris said mates rates. Yeah, that will probably be full retail. He'll be like, that's retail plus 10%, and yeah, and I'll end up losing all my 50% off. It's only because Tony says don't say that, and I just want to say it every time. All right, give that a mix around. Clean my paintbrush. I had a bargain purchase. When a Backman had a bargain, I had Backman Gordon and 2 coaches from Tony back in April. That's wicked. Tristan Tuesday said, Right, I'm going to put my mask on now, guys, so you're not going to be able to hear me. So you can't hear me. No, whatever. I'm joking. Alright, so we have the airbrush. What I do is before I get going, test it. Make sure it's coming out and not coming out super wet. It's coming out okay, right? Does he do the buy one get one for full price discount? He does actually. What I need to do is take the wheels off now because we don't want them to be painted up. Right, that's out of the way. And we'll just give this a dusting. Doesn't have to be too thick. You can use a hairdryer to make it go, well, dry quicker. Currently painting it a stealth black colour. Around here. Try and get most of it, but don't freak out if you haven't. You don't want to start welling up loads of paint in the wrong places. You have to deal with that later. So really just going from a few different angles, cover some areas that you haven't already got, because we're going to come through with the right colour afterwards. Okay. And just do the inside here, okay. Spin around. Looks like a production sample now, doesn't it? Oh, I think that's looking all right. That should be enough. Let's finish off what's in the pots. Get those corners. I think that'll be alright. Let's get the bottom end. Okay. So that's now an empty paintbrush, not paintbrush, but airbrush. Get the last bits out. And all I'm going to do is I give it a wipe, as you do. Because we're going to be putting in, buy two for the price of two. Exactly, what a deal that is. This is a Hobbynox Flow TF airbrush. It's got a 0.8 nozzle on it. And yeah, it works a treat. I had to give it a good clean out recently because I've been very neglecting of it. The problem is with acrylics, you get a bit of paint build up and it blocks up the nozzle. So just run some water through it. And just run a bit more. And just run lots of water through. So you just thin out the glue of the paint that's already on there. the end, and then we have a little look at the end and just see how clean that looks. It's looking pretty good. What we can do is just pull back the needle and then just give a little poke around. You can see there's barely any dirt on the end of that, so that's all fine just there. And what I do is, even though we're going to use it again in a minute, but if you were to leave this, what I do is I just pop a bit of airbrush cleaner through, which is very thin. It's not very gloopy, so it goes through very easy normally. But just kind of leave that last little bit. That's it, to pull through. And then she's empty. Right, so we want to have this drying a bit quicker. A lot of the time when I'm doing the modelling, I don't have a lot of time. So I have an old hairdryer here. And we just get this out. Dry it off so we can get on with the job. That's if you can hear me. That's all done. Airbrushes are pretty good because you get to get a consistent surface. You don't get paint strokes and things and stuff like that. Some people are very good at painting, and so then they get that benefit of thin coats going on and make it look nice. But I bought her own one, Richard, because she wanted to use it, and I thought, well, I need one. So yeah, so that's that. So that's kind of toasty wall, and that's all good. So what we're going to do now is going to get my grey out that I use, whichever one it is. I've got one that I've been using instead of the one that Railmatch supplies. To be honest, a lot of the wagons are different colours. You don't have to have the perfect one. I can't remember which one it is, because the correct one that that Railmatch do, it's the GWR stock grey, but my only issue is it doesn't run through the airbrush very well. You thin it down and then it's very thin when it's going on. So I've got like this dark grey here. This is grey actually, it's just called grey. And yeah, we'll put that on, see how that looks, and that might just be enough. Give it a good mix. I haven't got any agitator balls in there, but yeah. Hairbrush, yes, hairdryer. I have an airbrush starter set with a can of air from X-ray. No, that's cool. Should use it. Have a go of it. Right. He thinks he's Alex Ferguson, Richard. Who's Alex Ferguson? Is he a footballer? Right. Let's drop some of this in. We can run this over, give it a good mix up. Paintbrush clean. Got some soapy water in a cup over here. Right, now we just need to check, make sure the paint comes out. And not a load of thinner first. That's looking okay. Move that out of the way. So, on the Great Western wagons, you would see that the frame as well as the upper part were always painted in the grey colour. So we'll just run this over. Cub as well. Okay, so instantly you can get our grey colour that we're after. I think it'll be turned grey by the end of this, but that's okay. Should we do the inside of it grey as well? Do we paint the whole lot? I'm wondering about the colour of the bottom, what colour we should do it. But yeah, let's go for it. I think it needs a bit of wooden colour on the inside. We'll put the grey on there just so we got some build up of paint anyway. So that's that, you know, we've got kind of the right colour already. This one coat I think will be enough. Yeah, then back to this side. Fantastic. So that's that. Really simple, really easy. And yeah. Paint it all. Yeah, why not? Try and keep the end of your paint clean. The amount of times I don't, and you end up getting one of the harder, more congealed bits go into the airbrush. Then you wonder why your airbrush isn't working, and you spend 10 minutes cleaning it out because it's got wedged right at the tip where you don't really want a dirty tip. So pop that away, just make sure the inside isn't mucky. It is. That would be alright. So yeah, so that's just grey on the model air range, and that should be enough to represent the grey. So we've got the two greys here. So that one is darker, but I believe this is about the right grey. But you'll see all the locos, not locos, all the wagons having slightly different greys. So I'm not going to moan about that. Let's get the hairbrush. Thanks, Richard. The hairdryer. What I'm wondering is about in here, I feel like I should make this brown on the inside, at least dust it with some browny colour, and then we can put some, would China clay wagons only have China clay in, or can we put some coal in there, you know? What can we do? If I put a bit of tape here, if it sticks, come on. Pop that over there. There we are. Nice, exciting. Got 53 of you in. Hi. If you haven't already hit the like button, you know what to do. Well, don't hit the dislike button. I prefer you to stick to the like if possible. We're gonna pop some brown in here now, okay? Just because. Let's get this grey out of here. Just gonna finish the grey off in there. Got some mahogany, got some earth yellow. Could drop a bit of lighter colour in there with a drop of, I know I've got some khaki as well. Use that one. That one should work. Take out most of it, get some more kitchen roll. Let's try flow improver. The nice thing with a little bit of grey left in there is it will mix with the brown. The beauty is it kind of blends in. And a marker. I do need to mask my fingers. Haha. It's all good fun. That brush don't wipe off. Oh, good old shower will get that clean, won't it? What I'm going to do is very carefully to use an airbrush to make sure paint. Okay, so I'll just stop it again. Okay. Until the brown comes out. There's the brown. And we'll just introduce a little bit down here, so we can knock back the grey colour. Kind of a decent colour, that khaki brown. I'm liking it. That looks right. Good. It's the khaki brown in there. We'll just get the hairdryer. Shows how quickly you can get these things together, doesn't it? Or if the transfer is on, have it running if you really had to. Right. Put that over there. That's out of the way. Nice and messy, but there we go. Wipe your tip. It's always good. That's it. Okay, so that's our brown on the inside. Just get the hairdryer. Not yet, Alan. I've had loads of ideas on the area in the loft that I'll be doing. And I'm currently doing some work on the loft to improve access and things like that, on top of what you've already seen. I want to insulate it, board it up, so that's why I'm doing more projects down here. We'll let that dry off properly. We'll get rid of the excess paint. There's only a dribble left in there, so it should be gone in a second. We'll do what we did last time. We'll get our water. Just have these little pots, buy them off eBay. Little paint spreaders, I don't know, dropper pots, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to clean out, because the next time we use this, it will be to do the varnish for once we put the transfer on. Might have to put the varnish on beforehand, I'm not sure. Sometimes I need to put gloss varnish on to allow things to kind of stick. So that's that. The airbrush is a Hobbynox airbrush, Lee. It's called Flow-TF. It's a very good airbrush. If you look after it, that is, like with any airbrush. None of them are straightforward in the way of, you know, you can't not take care of them when you're using them. You have to look after them, but it's a good airbrush so far. I've not cursed it too many times, only once or twice, but that was only my mistreatment of it that's led it down that route. The main bit is you've got like a seed shaped feed bit in the end here. You get it apart, give it a clean out, because you get the paint dry up in that part where the needle meets up with it, and then you have some difficulty with all that. So what I do now is just kind of feed that in, give it a chance to thin out the paint that's there. Pump it a few times as well, because you've got the paint that runs up the needle as well, just to bear that in mind. Just back that off there, and there's a little bit of paint on there, so what I do, I use my airbrush cleaner for this bit, just to make sure it's good, like the last bit like it did before, and I just run that up here. Okay, and I put some in just before I put the needle in. A lot of it wicks through. That pops through here, touch up, nip it. And I'll just do a little bit more, and then we'll be doing our varnish in a bit. And that's it, airbrush clean, ready for use. If you do have any blockage issues, consult a doctor. No, I'm joking. If you have any blockage issues on it, you just need to get the bit where the nozzle goes through, give that a good clean out, brush out. You might have a bit of built up paint in there. So So, no, it's cool. I'm happy that you've enjoyed yourself, Mr. Oswald Stew Road. The next video comes out on Friday. It'll be at 7 o'clock. It's the wonderful G gauge loco that I built. I had a lot of fun with that. So we've now got this little wagon here on the inside. It's got that nice brown colour, and we can fill this up with some China clay. Not that I have any China clay, but you know, that's the idea, isn't it? Some tissue here to avoid the contaminants. And we're going to put the G and the W on this, but I need to find my transfer. So give me 1 second, and because I've got a drawer with a bunch of them in, so I just have to get to that drawer. Get my fetch out. So it's not that one. It's not that one. It's one of these. No, not that one. It's that one. Right. Hopefully it works though. And I've got some old ones that aren't very good. There we go. Hopefully this one works. These are press fix ones, which use water to separate the card from it. And all we do is we need to use a fresh knife generally to give these a slice properly, because that knife blade is old, so we'll get a fresh one out. So we'll just pop a blade in there. So has everyone had fun so far? It's 57 of you on. We're going to be calling it Trissom Tuesdays from now on, coined by Ricardo. Oh, these look a bit messy. Don't think they're going to be very sticky. Don't think we're going to use them, guys. What else have I got? Let's have a look at my pot. If only you could see my drawer of junk. Yeah, I've got a fresh one here. We can use that one. Yeah, that'd be fine. Some of them are very old or second hand when I picked them up, and the tack wasn't very good anyway. So yeah, press fix by HMRS. Okay, they're handy because you can just press them on. Obviously transfers are fine. They're good. Normally I go Fox transfers for my transfers. Fantastic the stuff that they do. Let's get this out. And it's got a sheet here, which is a nice protective film for all the other transfers that you're not going to use. So what you'll find is there's a tack holding it on, okay. Oh, what's going on here? I don't want that to happen. What's going on? What's happened here? I feel like that's gone wrong there. Okay, right. This is different to before. We've got some new ones, okay. So we're gonna use these large ones, large G, large W. I don't know if that's too big. What do you think? We need the smaller ones, don't we? Yeah, the smaller ones are here. They're only 2 planks high, which is more like 2 planks high is that. So that's these small ones, but I feel like, yeah, we'll go with these small ones here. Use my eyeballs. They're very close together, these are. What you can do is you separate it from the paper that it was made on. We'll grab that G. Bring it round. Try not to drop it on, and oh my word. Right, we're going to put that here. Oh, you can even see what I was doing. Oh, you can. It's just there, isn't it? Right. It's quite a small G, isn't it? I feel like I've undersized it there. What do you think? Do you think my G's too small? I want to put a bigger one on. We're going to do a bigger one. Pop that over here. Go for a bigger G. AG. So I'm going to go for these ones. Okay. I can use these tweezers. Going for bigger ones this time. That's more like it. Try and manipulate it so you have the G sitting correctly. Looks like it is. Okay. So I give that a good thumbing. Because what you want is for it to be pressed into place. What we do is we get some water. Not too much, just enough to wet the paper. Okay. And that should be enough to separate it. So what I do is I just work it for a little bit. Let's see if that lifts it off the paper. If you pick it up too early, it's then going to be trouble. I can imagine it would on a big rake. Are you doing that at the moment, Richard? So then we get that under here. I can need to get some other tweezers out. There we are. And that is the G. Just dab it off. And that's it. And afterwards we're going to put some what? We're going to put some varnish on there, aren't we? So we'll pull back, we'll get the W. Some noisy family people outside. Okay. Right, there's our W this time. Try and make sure my W is in the right place. Hard to do it on camera. I think that's okay. It's a bigger letter, but it will sit. It sits taller than the other one. So fine. You can always just delete this video and pretend it never happened. Try and put it around that rivet, because there's a rivet down here really, but we don't want to upset it too much. Alright, same thing again with the water. Just make the tissue part of it that's behind it moist, so then it should lift off nicely. You don't have to go crazy with the amount of water you put on there, just enough to moisten it, and then it will come off. RTR for me, too much of a millennial. Oh, I like it. Find my other tweezers. Puzzles. Well, that's not happening. We've got what we've got, haven't we? Hello, BR Steamer. I'm okay. I hope you're okay. Hope you're enjoying the stream today. Alright, we've got that off. We've got one area here, just the bottom of the W, where it's not sitting on as nicely as we'd like. There's a chance it will end up breaking off and getting damaged, but we're going to have to hold it on with our, let's find some words, some varnish. Don't doctor it too much, otherwise it will get damaged. So there's a chance that that will loosen off. So I just need to be careful with it when I'm working on it from this side. Okay, so that'll be that. So what the other GW to do now? That's good that you're doing well, sir. I've been making trees, so much less precision required. Well, that's great, Mark. I've got a cat just entered the room. Hello, Rocket. You won't be able to see him, but he's a big boy, but basically he freaks out when you ask him to do things that, like, just come and show up on the camera. Rocket, what's this? What's this? No, he's not interested. You didn't catch any birds today, his brother did, so he's in less trouble. But he's the handsome one. Yeah, buddy. But yeah, you know, he's gonna probably want to get off, or he'll stay here. Might be that. I'll probably lose some skin on the way down. That's cool. He likes coming up into the hobby room and going to the window and looking outside. Let's tilt you back down so you can. There we are. Bring it down. There we are. There we are. Just turned our going on. Yeah, the time's still clocking. Got a hair on here. Serves me right for letting Rocket come up. Right. We'll do the W again. We've got some experience from the last one. It's an argument, the rivet that it didn't like. We could, I'll just slice that one up. Yeah, I've damaged that one. Let's get a different W. Yeah, you could take off any offending bit that sticks up. You could probably nip it off. See if we can do a good job this time. There we are. All very good. There we go. Start from that top one, hopefully. Gone a little bit higher in this one, just so we can avoid the rivet. Alright, let's moisten this one, get it off. Bit too much moisture there, let's take off some of the excess. Give it a moment, pick it off, and done. On my kit bash is here. It's actually I'm planning to paint the centre bit blue and do some work on it. So that's there at the moment. So some work to be done on it. I'm just trying to find some time, but that's coming around, that time thing. Right. So the W's sticking up a little bit, but so let's do the G next, and then we can do some airbrushing of some varnishing. Right, got some loves coming through. Don't know what that means, but thank you. That's Blackpool Junction, probably sending loves to Richard, or Richard sending them to him. Right, let's put that in there. Hopefully the G's standing up correctly. A bit of moisture. We've got another cat in here. We've got Groot's just joined us. You can hear the bells. I put bells on the cats to turn them into little Morris dancers so they can leave the poor birds alone. Didn't work today because one bird got dragged back, probably a bit doughy-eyed. Maybe it was a deaf bird. Can't believe he didn't hear that the cat was coming. It's mad. But yeah. Right, that's off there. So that's Press Fix's decals. These are good, nice to use, but normal transfers are also nice to use. It's just Press Fix. They almost have a convenient feel about them. So what we need to do now is get the airbrush going. As I get this back in the bag, try and keep all this stuff nice because it's got a tacky side to it. We want to try and keep it good. Let's pop the top in here. And they've got a website. You can go on their website and buy these on there. This is $5.90 here, but I think it costs more than that now. So to have that. Right, so airbrush time. So we're going to run some matte varnish through. Okay. Give it a shaky shake. Oh, you're right there, buddy. Cat's drawing me up here, but you can't really see him. But what are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah. I'm gonna get the cat in view. This is Groot. This is the troublemaker that got the bird earlier, didn't you? Little monkey. Right. So even with the matte varnish, I still put some airflow improver in it. And then I've got the matte varnish. Make sure no lumps go in. I find the matte varnish is quite thick, quite white. It will go on and look a bit creamy, but it will get better. I just send a message on my phone, guys. I'm gonna hold the phone, not so you look at me, but I'm gonna flip it so you can look at the wagon for a moment. And I just still be live. I don't know if anything bad happened. There you are, watching yourselves back. Right. Here we are. I think Groot's gonna... Right, some of that's coming out. Hopefully his hair doesn't get all over this. So all we do now is do our matte coat, and it's gonna seal everything off. So, you don't have to soak it. But the beauty is it will hold that transfer in position. A bit too much on that bit. And then we have the inside. And all I do to speed up the process, as you well know, is Groot's gone now. Right, so the W is lifting a little bit, but we can doctor it around a bit more now. We can spray a bit more on there. the other side, see how that's looking. This one shouldn't be as bad. If we do get any damage and we want to have a perfect W, we can go down that route of just running some paint on it, can't we? Bit too much paint on that one. And a hair. Gonna try and hook it off. Right, you get the hairdryer again. Okay, so that is that. It's a good question. Do we make it look weathered? Do we put coal in? I guess a China clay wagon could have anything in, right? So we've got the little bit that needs to be painted white. We'll use some white. Get the old pot. Don't need too much paint for that. I need to clean out my airbrush. Please do not forget about that. So, let's see what's there. So, I need to clean this out. Give it a good clean. Okay, and then some brake cleaner. Not brake cleaner. Airbrush cleaner. Let that soak for a minute. Put a couple of bits through. Just let that sit there. I can clean that out when we come to do anything more that we have to do with it. Thin my paint down a little bit. It's always alright to do 2 coats. So don't get too excited about putting many coats on. So what I'm going to do is going to touch onto here. Okay. Ooh, I've got a bit too much there, but that's okay. We can clean that off with the paintbrush. Okay, so that'll be that. Do the other side. Which is kind of hanging out down here. I think that'll be okay. No one's going to notice, right? Nice, nice and easy. Lemon squeezies. I think it's looking alright though, isn't it? That looks pretty decent. Don't know if everything's in reverse. On my camera it shows it is reverse. But there is an argument that I have done it right. Yeah, there we are. I'm gonna have to add some weight to this wagon as well. Doesn't spin so easy on this bit. Just gonna bend these out, try and free it up. We can deal with that. But that's looking alright, that, isn't it? On some of the ones, when you saw the new wagons coming out, they'd have a white rim on here, which is quite cool. What do you guys think? Should I be putting coal in this? Is that something I should be doing? I do know I need to paint a couple of bits black on it. So, a bit of black out here. Don't need much. Thin it down a little bit. I'm just going to do our buffer end. Do we weather it? Bit of coal. Will it be alright though if I use coal instead of China clay, Mr. Richard? I guess we can use whatever we like on it, can't we? I think we'll put a coal load in. It'll be good, won't it? And the other side. Right. Other side, just make sure we're good. Cool. Right, got a bit of blick on there. That'll be good. So I need to put some weight in it. That's one thing I need to do. So I want to put 10 grams in it, but I also want to put some coal in. And then we can also weather it from the outside slightly. What do? We do the coal last really, because that's going to take ages to dry. Whereas with all this, what should we use for the dirty stuff? Khaki brown. Just give it a light dusting on the outside. Just clean the airbrush through. Drop of water. We don't want to mix any airbrush cleaner with. Okay, so we'll put a bit of khaki brown on there. Tiny bit of flow improver. Don't want it going too thick, so it's more like 50-50 of the two as a mix. Right, so we're just going to dust it, right? Oh. Got things falling over, I'm making a right mess. So, I'm going to try and see that coming out. Dropping it. Becoming a mucky wagon. Okay, so we've got a tiny bit of weathering on it. So with that, I'm going to clean the airbrush out again. Pop that away. Clean it off. Clean out the airbrush. Hope you're managing to stay awake during all of this. I've got 49 still watching, so I guess I'm just running in the background, right? that they're soaking. Got the right one. That goes on there. Okay, so we're doing well. We're doing well. Guess what we could do is make it look a little bit dirtier in places. Watching the master at work. Who's that? Get a small brush. A brush that isn't important to you, though. And what I will do, we're just gonna put some droplets of, drop this in here. I don't want to go just run a big wash over it, but I think it'd be good. So where you've got all the areas where got little metal things and everything, we can run things over. And it will find cracks and crevices around there. And this will dry. I don't know if I have any minerals. I don't know what minerals are. Do you mean minerals? Washing all these bits. Yeah, we don't have to go too crazy, just a few little bits when it's flying past at 90 miles an hour. Minerals, I don't really have anything to represent that, do I? I might have some sandstone we could put in, but I need to crush it up first. And I don't think I've got any that's already crushed up to do for this, what we're doing here. I like your YouTube emoji you put on. Don't use too much. This has worked out quite nicely, isn't it? I'll make this a bit more dirty. That's coming together quite nicely, welling up in some places. Not too worried about making it look too knackered and old. Hi, Kevin. I'm confused, Kevin. I've only got one, what's going on here? Yeah, I'm confused, Kevin. I've only got one group that I'm on. Are you okay, Kevin? Bit thick, that bit. Just run this in. There's a tree. Good point, Rich. I was a bit confused then. I was like, huh? What What is this? Okay. Silly questions. Are ink coat forming into... It's plastic. And then you can add little metal bits if you want to. Okay. I'm just having a go at being a decent modeler. It's not always working out. I think this is alright. Yeah, I think it'll be okay. It's got a lot of paint on it. It's probably not completely dried yet though. So it's getting to the end of the stream, and I'm thinking I don't have any minerals. Well, I think so. I've got some stuff, but it's in the loft. Actually, if I was to put anything in here, and that's the issue. I'd have to run in there. You'd have to talk amongst yourselves for a minute once I go and grab it. I'm just looking in my drawer. I've got scatter for trees. The only thing I've got is cold at the moment. And what do you think? Should we go into the loft for a second and you chat amongst yourselves, Richard? Do you think you could take the lead in chat? If you guys could put some jokes on for me, but if I go in the loft, I'm going to be gone for a whole like 3 minutes, aren't I? So, yeah, play amongst yourselves for a second, guys. Right, I'm back. I've got these two here. Right, what's been happening? We all behave, that's good. Well, well done for you're literally watching paint dry. Yes, that's right. Just need to grab a little stick-on weight that we can stick in it. Have I got any here? Oh, I don't know. I can stick on the weight underneath, can't I? Do that later on. Right. So we've got the option. We've got roadstone, which is very fine, very fine. And then we've got this. Do we make just put a thick bit at the bottom, fill it up to the top? I don't want to fill it up to the top because it'll be dripping out underneath. I'm not sure. What should we do? This roadstone looks so thin. Mix it. Oh, Richard, that means I have to open both packets and seal them afterwards. It's making my life hard. Not that that's making life hard, it's just, yeah. What the thin one? Less is more. So you just put a little bit in. And I don't really want to mix it just for a little bit. Should we just put a little bit in the bottom? Are you liking Richard's idea? Having a mix of it? Mamma mia. Right, okay, so we need some pivoter. Should we put something in there first to make it chunky? Or should we just literally have a few jugs at the bottom, like you're saying? Okay, right. I have like a thin layer, and I'll paint this PVA glue around. I feel like I've put too much in. And I could sprinkle a bit of each on there. Let's find old brush, There. So you can go into some corners here, as if it's kind of pushed around. We'll have a bit of it showing just here as well. So we'll have something like that going on. And a pile that's a bit higher here. Maybe something like that. Is that okay? Stop being tight. You can afford it on your discount. Hey, I bought this full retail, this stuff. This isn't from Tony's. Line it with cling film, then you can add it or take it. Well, we're past that stage, Gordon. Okay, so that's where we are with that. Kind of wipe the excess off and clean the poor brush. If you go to like quite a lot of like B&M and stuff, like you get nail art brushes, you get loads of them for hardly anything. So let's put a few drags in my hand. You can put some bits in. You can put the thin bits on top or around it. Just need to make sure we've covered it. Something like that, right? I know, Gordon. Next time, I'd have to have some cling film as well to make that happen. So. Can't put that back in the packet. I'll have to put it in this wagon I've got here. There we go. Right, now the ickle stuff. Got a little bit. Oh, blimey, just spilt it. I blame you, Richard, for that one. I wouldn't have spilt it if I was just doing one. I'll have to pour that into the big one as well. Right, ickle stuff. You can use that to cover it, and then I'll shake off the excess when it's dried. What I do is I'll put a picture up on my Instagram, and you can all see it tomorrow and go, wow, that looks terrible. Or, oh, that looks alright. So basically, we're going to fill it up, just so. So that will just dry, won't it? And well, it even looks nice like that, doesn't it? I feel like I should put isopropanol in there. Oh, that's my PVA. Come on. What do you all think? Should we isopropyl it and just have it like that? Because that looks kind of cool. Like that. Come on, guys, I've got no response from yous. I might just do it without your consent. Right, got some isopropanol then. We're gonna drop that in there. Be dripping out the arse end of this. Okay. And then put some little droplets in. I have a little jam jar ready to go with this stuff. So. Like I said, I put a little video up tomorrow for you to all enjoy. Not video, picture. Well, I could do a reel. Go look what we did. Because there was a wee, wasn't it? Could put a little wagon on it as well. I think that's going to look alright. It looks terrible at the moment, but when it dries, that's going to look really smart. Well, would you like me to read you a story? Here's the next thing. It's time to go. It's 10 o'clock, but it's story time at OO NEAL. Tuesdays with Tris and Tuesdays look like a blackbird crumble. Fantastic. Fantastic. I'm going to read you a story. Last time I read you a story, it was about James. And this time, that's a long story. Should we do Bertie's Chase? Are you ready for this? I've got 48 watching now. I feel like you're all going to disappear very shortly. So I'm going to make a start. Peep, peep, we're late, fussed Edward. Peep, 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 where's Thomas? He doesn't usually make us wait. Oh dear, what can the matter be? Sang the fireman. Johnny so long Never you mind about Johnny, laughed the driver. Just you climb on the cab and have a look for Thomas. Can you see him? No. The guard looked at his watch. 10 minutes late, he said to the driver. We can't wait here all day. Look again, Sid, said the driver, just in case. And the fireman got to his feet. Can you see him? No, he answered. There's Bertie the bus in a tearing hurry. No need to bother with him, though. Likely he's on a coach tour or something. He clambered down. Right away, Charlie, said the guard. And Edward puffed off. Toot, toot. Stop, stop, wailed Bertie, roaring into the yard. But it was no good. Edward's last coach had disappeared into the tunnel. It's 40 of you watching now, so I lost 8 with the story. Bother, says Bertie. Bother Thomas's fireman not coming to work today. Oh, why did I promise to help the passengers catch the train? That will do, Bertie, said his driver. A promise is a promise, and we must keep it. I'll catch Edward or bust, said Bertie grimly as he raced along the road. All my axles and gears. It was actually my gears and axles. He groaned, toiling up the hill. I'll never be the same bus again. Toot, 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 toot. I see him. Hooray, hooray. He cheered as he reached the top of the hill. You can see Edward down there on the hill at the bottom. He's reached the station, Bertie groaned the next minute. No, he's stopped by a signal. Hooray, hooray. And he tore down the hill, his brakes squealing at the corners. His passengers bounced like balls in a bucket. Well done, Bertie, they shouted. Go it, go it. Hens and dogs scattered in all directions as he raced through the village. Wait, wait, he tooted, skidding into the yard, and just in time to see the signal drop. The guard waved his flag, and Edward puffed out of the station. Bother is right. 38 of you watching now. Will you stick around? His passengers rushed on to the platform, but it was no good, and they come bustling back. I'm sorry, said Bertie unhappily. Never mind, Bertie, they said. After him quickly. 3rd time lucky, you know. Do you think we'll catch him at the next station, driver? There's a good chance, he answered. Our road keeps close to the line, and we can climb hills better than Edward. He thought for a minute. I'll just make sure. He spoke to the station master while the passengers waited impatiently in the bus. You know, at this point, you would have thought the time he took to talk to the station master, they would have got to it. I am still on here, Eric. We're reading stories. "This hill is too steep, this hill is too steep," grumbled the coaches as Edward snorted in front. They reached the top at last and ran smoothly into the station. "Peep, peep," whistled Edward. "Get in quickly, please." The porters and people hurried, and Edward impatiently waited to start. "Peep," whistled the guard, and Edward's driver looked back, but the flag didn't wave. There was a distant toot toot, and then the station master, running across, snatched the green flag out of the guard's hand. Then everything seemed to happen at once. "Toot, toot, toot," bellowed I always want to say Bertie. His passengers poured onto the platform and scrambled into the train. The station master told the guard and driver what had happened, and Edward listened. "I'm sorry about the chase, Bertie," he said. "My fault," panted Bertie. "Late at junction. You didn't know about Thomas's passengers." "Peep, peep, goodbye, Bertie. We're off," whistled Edward. "3 cheers for Bertie," called the passengers. They cheered and waved till they were out of sight. Bertie. That's right. I hope you're all okay and that you've enjoyed yourself tonight. I've enjoyed sharing my model railway journey with you, as I always like to. My new video is coming out on Friday. On Instagram, we'll put this wonderful wagon. Well, I think it's wonderful. Kind of looks wonderful, doesn't it? Well, I like it. It's going to go on the layout, and it will be one that I'll be proud of. It's been a pleasure having you all on. Thank you, Richard. Always fun. Thanks, Colin. Like I said, check out the new video coming out on Friday. Any channel members or patrons, you can go on to Patreon or the community tab and see the latest video that's coming out. I hope you've all enjoyed yourself. Like I said, I've thoroughly enjoyed myself. So you take care, look after yourselves, have a good week, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.